Good morning, all of you. Welcome. Welcome to this new moment. Just taking your time to settle in. And hopefully you can make that like an undisturbed time with yourself and for yourself. Like put off your devices and really use this hour like an honor to life. My name is Nirmala and I'm living in the north of Germany. I'm teaching meditation, yoga and embodiment since a long time. And I guide people also through one-to-ones with body focus therapy. Currently, I'm also doing the training in somatic experiencing, which I find just an extra juicy thing to do, extra helpful. Goes so well together, like the work and the focus of on the nervous system with this practice we do here. If you're interested in that, you could watch the recordings from, I think it was the first week in May when I was here teaching mindfulness on the nervous system. And that's also where I offered a lot of self-regulative practices. So with this topic from this week, bringing death into life, it might be that feelings come up which feel like really raw, quite overwhelming maybe. And there have been some questions around this topic, so there's the invitation to really check out the practices from the first week of May and find some support there. And also I'm offering at the beginning of every meditation here some of the tools you could use to create enough stability to be with the challenging stuff. As I said yesterday, our practice here is both as challenging and comforting at the same time. So today I like to read a few lines from the Upajjhatana Sutta. As I said before, and the Buddha invited to reflect on death. He was quite clear about it. There are several sutras where he mentions that. And these 5 subjects of frequent recollection are from the Upajjhatana Sutra, and I will read it to you. It's a translation from Tanisaru Bhikkhu. There are these 5 facts that one should reflect on often. Whether one is a woman or a man, lay or ordained. Which 5? I'm subject to aging, have not gone beyond aging. This is the first fact that one should reflect on often, whether one is a woman or a man, lay or ordained. I'm subject to illness, have not gone beyond illness. I'm subject to death, have not gone beyond death. I will grow different, separate from all that is dear and appealing to me. I'm the owner of my actions, heir to my actions, born of my actions, related through my actions, and have my actions as my arbitrator. Whatever I do, for good or for evil, to that will I fall heir. These are the 5 facts that one should reflect on often, whether one is a woman or a man, lay or ordained. Now, based on what line of reasoning should one often reflect? That I'm subject to aging, have not gone beyond aging. There are beings who are intoxicated with a typical youth's intoxication with youth. Because of that intoxication with youth, they conduct themselves in a bad way in body and speech and in mind. But when they often reflect on that fact, that youth's intoxication with youth will either be entirely abandoned or grow weaker. And I stop here. If you want to read the whole sutra, it's in the Anguttara Nikaya, the Upajjhatthana Sutra. You can check it out. Maybe I just type it in Upajjhatthana Sutta. Okay. And what I find really interesting is that he's talking about this intoxication with youth. And like knowing that these teachings are more than 2,000 years old, just find it interesting that just to imagine that even then people were intoxicated with youth. There's a whole industry which deny the truth of our bodies. And they push us in an ignorant direction. This industry is pushing us in an ignorant direction. This industries ignore the truth that we are aging and dying. And the meditation practice can help us to see, it's just this. Nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to be proud of. Just this, aging, dying. And just recognizing that we have a body we cling to, the first step towards freedom. So the practice of seeing impermanence, getting insights to anicca through our mindfulness practice, through our meditation practice, is really so helpful when it comes to the topic of death. And it's not easy. We are really happy to accept change when it's about ending of something we don't want and we don't like. But when it comes to the ending of our health or of our life, our body. And it's really about allowing to feel what is rather than taking on the suffering, allowing us to feel the emotions which come up from that. Opening to the truth of anicca is not easy. Staying with change. And through doing though again and again, we develop equanimity. We develop a skill to be with change on the micro level. And we see the impermanence in our life, like sometimes from moment to moment in the practice, but also just the daily beginnings and endings. So this practice here will lose the grip we have on our ideas, loses our attachment to the body and the mind, to feelings and thoughts. It's a practice towards awakened awareness. And there is a Australian woman, she had written a book about the 5 things people most regret at the end of their lives. Her name is Bronnie Ware. She's an Australian nurse who spent several years working in palliative care, caring for patients in the last 12 weeks of their lives. So among these 5 most common things people regret when in the process of dying, there's no mention of sex or buying more things or having put more effort in the body to look in a certain way. The most common regret people have is, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. When people realize that their life is almost over and look back on it, it is easy to see how many dreams have gone unfulfilled, knowing that it was due to choices they made or not made. Health really brings the freedom we only recognize often when we don't have it anymore. So the second most regret Bronnie mentions is, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. And then the third one, I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. And just let it sink in. Just feel your inner responses to that. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends is another one. I wish that I had let myself be happier. And this may be a surprising one, but many people do realize at the end of their days that happiness is in a way a choice. That they had been stuck in old patterns and habits, had been stuck in so-called comfort. That they had been pretending to feel a different way, pretending to others, to themselves. And they do have a longing for laughter and for silliness in life. So, and regrets show up often at the end of one's life. And there's nothing to feel guilty about it. It's like really, and just really value the fact that you are here at this very moment. You're here, you're spending this hour in the early morning to listen to Dharma teachings, to not run away from yourself, not following the habitual stuff which keeps us away from feeling, from being in contact with ourselves and with others. Really value that. This is like the best you can do. You are doing your best. And even though these teachings really like bring us to how do you really want to live your life, it's not about the outer so much, even though it can be really important, especially like if you feel like, I wish I had lived my life more true to myself rather than in the expectations for others, then it could mean that it does need outer changes. But first of all, it's about how we relate to the things, because we can't change the past. And there are so many ways you can attend to that. And there are courses you can also make. Like, for example, I visit like a 8-day-long training in going together with my body focused therapy training like 8 years ago, where you start the 8 days thinking or imagining these are the last 8 days in your life, and you go through the whole process of forgiving yourself, forgiving others. And also, like, we think it's better if our life had been this or that way, or if we leave life and had cleared the relationship with this certain person, which feels so unclear maybe and so painful. But who tells us that it's better? It's really about embracing everything, also the unsolved stuff. So it's time for our meditation practice. Please settle in. Get yourself comfortable. If you have the feeling there is a lot of anxiety at this moment, that these teachings could be too overwhelming, it's really good to move your body, maybe to keep your eyes open. It could be also good just to look around in the room, just to give the nervous system a chance to feel a bit more connected to everything around you, that calms down, activates the vagus nerve if our eyes are moving around, if our head is moving around, like movements we have been done for many, many millions of years to see if we are safe. What does it mean to be true to yourself at this very moment? Just see what you need to arrive here, to settle down. Maybe it's giving yourself a contact with your hands. So this will be a meditation time where I only give a few impulses in, and you're just invited to be with whatever life is just bringing up for you while being in these teachings of birth and death, living and dying. And I will speak in the 5 reflections from the sutta. And one way to arrive here more fully is to connect to sounds, allowing sounds to be, and to connect to the silence between the sounds, around the sounds. Your breath can be such a beautiful anchor. Maybe sounds are your anchor, or the earth, the ground below. Just being with the inner silence and the outer silence and everything which is appearing and disappearing and that moving around. Sensations coming and going, feelings, thoughts, emotions. And there is this everlasting silence. And what about attending towards the silence again and again? I am subject to aging, have not gone beyond aging. I'm subject to aging, have not gone beyond aging. I'm subject to illness, have not gone beyond illness. I'm subject to illness, have not gone beyond illness. Tuning in again and again to what supports you to stay here, to stay present, to be with whatever it is, whatever is coming up and going, whatever is getting entangled. sounds, whole body breathing on the body of the earth. Ground, earth contact, kindness and compassion. Silence, spaciousness. I'm going to die, have not gone beyond dying. I'm going to die, have not gone beyond dying. I will grow different, separate from all what is dear to me. I will grow different, separate from all what is dear to me. And for the last minutes, you could, with your inhalation, feel where you feel your breath most in your body. And with the exhalation, allowing the breath to expand in the body allowing the body to expand. And with the inhalation, bringing the awareness there where you feel the breath most. And with the exhalation, allowing kindness and compassion to spread wide and open in the body. Maybe expanding the body with kindness, with compassion. The inhalation, sensing into where you feel your breath. With the exhalation, widening open, expanding compassion and kindness to all your body parts and beyond. Inhalation, centering. Exhalation, widening, opening, spreading love, kindness, compassion to the ones who are dear to you and beyond, into this world, into all worlds, to all the beings who lived before us and who will live after. Expanding, widening into this kindness, into this friendliness. And with one of the next breaths, you can start stretching your body. Moving around, maybe. And this meditation doesn't have to end here, it's just the form of meditation which changes. Can do like a listening meditation now. Just when you're listening, keep listening. You're invited to stay present with what is going on for you, like the reactions to you might have. The sensations. Yeah. Thank you all so much for joining here, for coming together, for practicing together. Isn't that amazing that we are doing that? Yeah. just when this practice spreads more and more and more into this world, I see that a different world is possible. If we all learn to be with what is coming up rather than reacting. So you're invited to share also whatever you understand from these teachings, what is really valuable for you, what shows and makes a difference to your life. And maybe also invite people to this platform here, which is like so freely available for all of us, for everyone, no matter of your financial situation. And if you can support financially, we really would appreciate so much if you could do that to keep this platform running. So I post a link here where you can pay Dana, where you can donate, and the money will be shared between Sangha Life to keep this platform running. There are a lot of costs involved, and also to me. Some of the money will go to me. I live from that, so I thank you so much. I'm always so happy if I see the money coming in on my account, and yeah, thank you for that very, very much. So if you have any questions, you can type them in the type a message field with putting the word question in capital letters first and then mention your question. And Cass, I didn't know what you meant. You said, can you give 2 or 3 more guidance sentences during the meditation? So I think I'm giving guiding sentences all the time, so I didn't know what you meant by that. It's more often that I think, I should be more quiet and not putting so much in there in the meditation. But yeah, maybe I misunderstood it. And also what I'd like to share is that I have a YouTube channel, and I have an English section there, because most of it is in German, but there are more than, I think, 150 or 160 videos on it with guided meditations and embodiment sessions. So a lot of stuff to calm your nervous system down and to practice. And I will send you the link. And I do appreciate, makes me really happy, when you sign on into my YouTube channel, because I realize when there are 1,000 people who do that, I can decide myself which advertisement they put in front of my videos. And nowadays there's a lot of advertisement for diet products. And since I'm kind of trying to make people understand that they're beautiful just as they are with this very body, so quite hard for me to see how they emphasize the diet products. So if you want to do that, then I can change the advertisement to something hopefully helpful for this planet. So Lizzie, there's a reflection from you. Thank you. Maybe I shall remember this teaching, this loving Sangha, when I take my last breath. It could be comforting. Yes. Maybe I shall remember this teaching, this loving Sangha, when I take my last breath. It could be comforting. Yeah. And maybe even with our own death, it just can be. We just allow it to be as it is. Maybe we have the chance to be with it, to be aware of it, to remember these teachings, this loving Sangha, the support from all which supports us, the trees, the earth. And maybe not, and it's just as good. Yeah, Cass, I put my microphone on silence. I muted in between during the meditation because I'm in a flat here or in a house where there is a lot of movement around. So that's why it's very silent. Yeah, and I hope, because I move in this house, so I have a better Wi-Fi connection. And I hope it's better than in my house, and I'm not frozen that often. Yeah, teaching and offering body acceptance, that's like one of my main fields. Yeah, thank you, Vanya, for this comment. There's another comment from Caroline. I find your sincerity and openness as helpful as the content, which is also very helpful, especially your ease with talking about money, which is often so difficult. Thank you, Caroline. Yeah, it's nice to get feedback from you, especially because I can't see you, and yeah. There's still something challenging for me in showing up here. It's not like if you would 200 people be in one hall, it would be like, it would feel like so easy and relaxed with guiding you through the practice, but just through not seeing your faces, just makes it different to me. So the Jonathan, that would be the German name here, Jonathan, don't know how you say it in English. That's the question. When thinking about work, I feel overwhelmed and scared that I cannot meet my obligations, which manifests in my solar plexus as terror. Any advice, please? So you are afraid of not meeting your obligations. So yeah, the one suggestion is to turn towards it, just as you do already. You realize, you recognize what is going on for you. You recognize your solar plexus. So what is this tarot about? Could be one exploration here, and I only would recommend it if you have some stability somewhere, like some, as I'm talking often about this pendulation, so there's this tarot in your solar plexus, but what in your body feels at ease and what feels better than this tarot in the solar plexus. So first establish like being with, I don't know, maybe the soles of your feet or the space in your ankles, the space in the middle of your hands, and just really relax with that. And I know we want solutions and we want it quick, and the solutions which our nervous system can offer to us, they're more slow, and it's about like the appropriate effort here, like the Buddha is talking and advising in the Noble Eightfold Path. And it's like this path is actually the path like into a possibility there for deathlessness, being deathless, or the deathless. And so what is the appropriate amount of effort to tune towards that? So maybe if the solar plexus tarot is like really strong and overwhelming, why not go and get support for that? It doesn't always mean like to do like a whole therapy thing, but just like once to see somebody who knows to work with this stuff, who has a regulated nervous system, because it's his or her job to have a regulated nervous system. Most therapists maybe don't have, so find someone who does have, and just or like coaches. I don't know the English word. I don't mean especially therapy, but someone who can guide you through that and just make space to look at it, to explore it, while being with the space in your body or around your body, which is comforting, and at the same time feeling into the terror, into the solar plexus. And you may name it terror, but actually there's probably, I don't know, heat or cold or prickling or stiffness, or like, how does this sensation really feel? I go with that. Yeah. And then also check, like, what is it in your life? What could ask for some change? Yeah. Thank you for your question, Jonathan. There's another reflection. Recently diagnosed with breast cancer, very small and found early. My first reaction was to feel insulted and annoyed with my body. Think of myself as healthy. Yeah. Thank you, Doro, for sharing this. Yes, this is for a lot, maybe for all of us, like that. And then, you're talking about a first reaction. And so glad that we have like more there to put into, right, through our practice here. So yeah, just really hugging ourselves with all what is coming up, the fears and the stuff around this difficult issue. Our body is the nearest to us, right? It's just there. And yeah, what about practicing giving it as much love and kindness as you can? Question. I'm suffering with breathlessness and feeling scared. What is the matter with me? Scared to go out in case I can't get to my destination. Scared to go out in case I can't get to my destination. Will I have a heart attack? Am I unfit, or is there a serious medical problem? Breathing is my anchor, but it's scary to watch. Thank you very much for the question. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe you have checked out a doctor already. This is something you could do with breathlessness, and maybe you feel it coming in and going in certain situations, together with certain emotions. So this is something you could check out. But yeah, checking out if this is a serious medical problem is definitely like one step to go there. And then in your meditation, the suggestion would be, and also you can do this, like let's expand our meditation, take it off the cushion in walking to the bus station, moving around at work, cooking our dinner. And they're like bringing the awareness not on the breath, but on something which is maybe even outside of the body. Like it could be in the body, like soles of the feet on the ground, but could be also the spaciousness around you, the trees, like something which gives a feeling of comfort or a bit lighter feeling. So there's no need in the meditation practice to focus on the breath. Like you can choose another object there. So thank you so much for participating, for being there. May our practice be supportive for our lives and the lives of the people around us, and may our practice contribute to peace on this earth. May there be peace. Thank you all so much. Hopefully see you tomorrow.